Hello rats. This probably isn't the type of video you would have expected to see on my channel, unless it was, of course, in which case, fair enough. As you'll see, my outfit, this is not my usual attire, but I thought it was appropriate for today's video, in which I'm coming out as a furry apologist. This doesn't mean I'm a furry, because I'm not, I promise, but a recent occurrence involving furries has left me, like, utterly speechless. So I want to start this video off by saying that before all this happened, I'd always had a negative view on furries. I mean, they're fucking weird online. You've probably seen all the TikToks. There's way too much furry porn on Tumblr, which like really bugs me, and I'm still not okay with that. Like, you could type in the most vanilla shit and it would come up with like some bear getting jacked off. It was just weird. And furries always seem to be getting mad at something online. They seem to be offended by like pretty much anything. Which, to be fair, I mean, so do trans people, so. But this negative view on furries was changed when I actually met furries. The first time I met a furry was at my own meetup in Hyde Park. The story of that pretty much goes that I didn't see the furry. I didn't see the furry at all until I heard all these people being like, oh my god, there's a fucking furry. Fucking weirdo. And I was like, oh, what is going on? And like, it was my meetup, so like, of course I'm gonna be concerned about what's going on, because I'm responsible for that. But yeah, all I heard was people were like swearing about there being a furry and being like really mean to this furry, and they hadn't even met the furry. I literally had to tell people off at my own meetup. I was like, hey, why the fuck you being so rude about like this person dressed as a fucking cat, dog, fox, I don't fucking know. But yeah, I told some people off, and then I met the furry, and they're actually like really nice. I mean, like, yeah, they were wearing the head, which is quite off-putting, to be honest. It was a bit off-putting. Like, it's a bit weird talking to someone and you can't see what their face is doing. It's just kind of staring at you like. But nah, they're really nice. They let me try on their head. It was very sweaty, and I wish I didn't try it on, because I got, like, fucking sweat on my face. But yeah, they were really nice, and yet people were still being really fucking rude about them. And that is when I realised that under that furry head was an actual person. 'Twas a child. And yet, because they chose to cover their face with a fucking fur head, which was scary, people were being mean about them. But like, this kid, like, there was a kid, like, this kid could hear what people were saying about them. Like, they had some big ass ears on this fucking head. They heard everything in like a 6-mile radius. So they must have heard people talking shit about them, and that makes me sad, because like, what the fuck? Like, people came to my meetup and they were being rude about this kid that they haven't even talked to. So I wasn't impressed with that. But yeah, that was the first time I met a furry, and like, they were nice. And I was like, oh wait, they're not all fucking annoying. Sorry if I come across as rude, this was just what I was thinking back then. So that was the first time I met a furry. Flash forward to this year's Comic-Con in London. I went to Comic-Con, and as soon as we got to the entrance of Comic-Con, there was so many furries, and it was actually quite frightening. Like, it literally could have been called FurryCon, it literally would have made like no difference. There were people in fursuits, they're like yiffing everywhere, they're running around like chasing each other, like playing with their tails, like the fucking stroking each other. It was strange. It was really strange. But yeah, that was in the entrance. When we got into Comic-Con, we were doing some other stuff. But there were still so many furries, like an amazing amount of furries. What? But yeah, it was getting towards the end of Comic-Con, and my mate wanted to take a picture, and he didn't know what to take, so I suggested getting a bunch of furries in the picture. To be fair, I did suggest getting furries, because I thought it would be funny, do you know? I mean, it was funny. Like, just taking a picture with a bunch of people in animal costumes. It was like, come on, it was funny. So, I suggested finding some furries, and yeah, we went off to find some furries. We're furry searching, and it didn't take long for us to find any furries. Because as I said, this was fucking FurryCon. So we walked around for a bit, I talked to a few furries, we gathered a few furries, and we were like, hey, can you take a picture with us? And guess what happened? They said yes! And as soon as I talked to the furries, I realised how nice they were. And this sounds so dumb, because they're literally just people in, like, animal costumes. But, like, they were nice. They were fine taking photos. There was this one furry that had something around their neck, and it said, please ask before hugging me. And that is adorable to me. I don't know why. Like, the fact that so many people want to hug furries, but, like, obviously they'd been hugged before without wanting to be hugged, and, like, that makes me sad. Like, they were hugged when they didn't want to be hugged. They just had this fucking sign, please hug. Oh, but it's fucking cute. Okay, it's really fucking cute. But yeah, I met these furries, they were so nice, they were lovely, we were just talking to them. I got a hug, man. Of course I asked for the hug. I got a hug from the furries, and they were so soft. There was some weird shit they did though, like, Someone threw a box of lollipops on the floor and they like went and ran over and they were like fighting over the lollipops. They were acting all like cat-like. It was so fucking weird. Just realised I had the hood up the whole time. But yeah, they were playing with sweets and like each other and swiping at each other. It was so fucking weird. But I guess that's part of the character, like the fursona or whatever. But now I just realised they were nice people. They took pictures with us. They gave us hugs. They were so polite. And then when people were posting pictures with these furries, the comments were so mean. People would be like, ugh, you got furries. Ugh, look at the furries. Ugh, fucking furry. I just realised it's so unfair. Like, it genuinely, like, makes me sad. Like, I feel sympathy for them. Cause yeah, like, they're embarrassing, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you're a furry and you're watching, like, you know it's embarrassing. Like, you're dressed up as an animal. But, like, it's chill, man. Like, you do what you want to do. Like, they get so much hate. And, like, I understand the hate because they do, like, strange things, but they're not hurting anyone. They do little drawings for each other, and they draw like each other as like fursonas. It's fucking adorable. Like, I never want to be a furry, or like I never want to dress up like a furry, but it's like, it's a cute hobby. Like, it's a hobby, you know. Some people like collecting stamps, some people like playing golf, some people like dressing up as animals. What's the issue? There's no issue. I'm so happy, man. Just thinking about the furries puts a smile on my face. Like, wow. They were so nice. And nice people make me happy. So, furries, you keep being you. If you're a furry, you do what you gotta do to be happy with yourself. Your first self. I'm not really sure where this video was going. I guess the moral of the story is let people do whatever the fuck they want as long as it's not hurting anybody. And these furries aren't hurting anybody. I know people think that furries are the people that believe they're animals. That's not what a furry is. That's otherkin. Otherkin believe that they're part animal, but that's not real. We talking about furries. They're people that want to dress up as animals and have fursonas and do animal shit. It's chill. Like, calm down. Leave the furries alone, man. Just do it. Come on, just leave them alone. But yeah, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed. Please stop being mean to furries, because it will upset me, and it will upset the furries, but more importantly, it'll upset me. So yeah, that was the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, fuck you, and fuck your entire family. Leave the furries alone.